So we are at the Dead Man's Corner Museum near Carentan, and this is the museum, and it's also part of the D-Day experience where you can get on a C-47. We have a original rusted Sherman tank from World War II. Right, so the reason this place is called the Dead Man's Corner is because on June 7th, 1944, an M5A1 Stuart light tank appeared from Utah Beach as reinforcement, and they were heading towards the main push towards Carentan, but the tank was destroyed right over there, and the commander of the tank was hanging out of it for a few days, and the paratroopers and mainly the soldiers referred to this place as Dead Man's Corner. So Anthony Shimsheshky was the commander of the tank from the 70th Battalion, and he was the one who was left dead. I still see they have put a Stuart M5A1 tank over there. That's why they refer to this place as Dead Man's Corner. So we are in the Dead Man's Corner Museum. There was a boutique right over there, and this is the main museum, so we're gonna check it out. So these are German Fallschirmjägers, German paratroopers. This is the second floor. That's a Purple Heart. Jump boots used on D-Day. And over here we got more from the Germans. That's an M2 helmet that belongs to Raymond Jets Jr. Wounded in action, Dead Man's Corner on June 8, 1944. G Company, 3rd Battalion of the 501st. You can see the 501st sign on his helmet. And we have more artifacts, like German helmets. It's for German Panzer divisions. Oh, that's interesting. He has a flamethrower. That's a German paratrooper. It's demolitions. We have items for the American tanker jacket, a liner, tank headwear. That's a 30 cal. Get more German items over here. That's an MG42. Oh, that's interesting. Camouflage. They use American parachutes for camouflage. I think that's a Panzerschreck. It's pretty cool. So that's one part of it, and the other part is this airborne museum. So that's the Dead Man's Corner Museum, and over there is the D-Day experience. Let's check it out. Alright, so this is the airborne part of the museum. You can see that the webbing of an American paratrooper, the haversack, the canteen, the shovel, first aid. Seems it was also camouflage, but I'm not sure. We have the helmets, that's for a lieutenant, and that's Captain Lilyman. That's his badge. He was part of the Pathfinders. Okay, this is pretty cool. That's an American paratrooper of the 101st. That's how an American paratrooper would camouflage, would look like. He has the native or red Indian style That's for the Geronimo, the 501st. You got these leather jackets, that's for the 506th. And for the 502nd, Lieutenant Colonel Patrick Cassidy, 1st Battalion of the 502nd. Alright. That's also pretty cool. He has a Thompson M1A1, I believe, if I'm correct. That's his chute. Pouches, and seems to have had the CC2 effect and some camouflage, perhaps. Pretty cool. And then we have the full uniform. That's for the 101st Airborne, M1942 reinforced with the M37 wool shirt and wool pants, a sweater, underwears. That's a gas mask bag and an M1 Garand webbing again. The jump boots. So this basically is a full illustration of what the average American paratrooper of the 101st would carry. You can see that that's an M2 helmet with the 502nd sign. And yeah, this is the complete picture of what a paratrooper would carry. That's the parachute. And here we got the American paratrooper getting on a C-47. This guy in the picture is from the 506th 101st Airborne. And that's also a Thompson. That's a picture on Yank magazine. And yeah, he has the M1A1 Thompson. That's Sergeant Joseph Goring, if I'm right, from the 3rd Battalion of the 506th. Okay, here we got the weapons. That's the BAR, a 30 cal, the M1 Garand, the M1A1 carbine. We got the Thompson, M3A1 Grace gun, another Thompson, but I think that's the M1928A1. Oh, and here we got another American paratrooper, and it's interesting because he has his Thompson pouches on his suspenders. That's also pretty interesting. This is how they would look like sitting in a plane. Oh, and I think these are the dummies used to trick the Germans, if I'm right. This is the smallest soldier in the army. This dummy paratrooper was officially called Device Camouflage Number 15, but is known as Rupert, which is a derisive Scottish term for a British officer. He is not highly elaborated and like dummy. Will do the job. I was used to trick the Germans. This is pretty interesting. I think this is like the first variations of the M42, which was like called the M41, but not the M41 field jacket. This was like used before. Kind of looks like the reinforced one. Pretty unique. Here we have the speech of General Dwight D. Eisenhower, Commander-in-Chief of the Allied Expeditionary Force, meeting paratroopers of the 502nd. Pretty cool. The medic. And yeah, that's basically the museum over here.
Casualties that day, but our precipitous attack collided with an attack of SS troops. They caused a scene. Dead and wounded everyone.
It's a complete uniform. He is from the 506 101st. Wow, that is so interesting. This uniform is for a Cossack of the Russian Free Army fighting on the Western Front. The Ost Battalion, or the Eastern Battalion. And you can see even the Georgian Legion. That's quite interesting. Of course, this one's for the Wehrmacht. Ukrainians of the East Battalion. This is so interesting and almost insane. And there you got more items, like you have Signal Company helmet. We have the NCO from the divisional headquarters, 101st helmet display. This cap belongs to General Taylor in our airborne army. We also have one for General Maxwell Taylor. And that's the communion set for the services during the wartime. It seems like a medical camp with medics. That's a glider holding a jeep. That's a Nazi flag. And we got the pilots, the paratroopers. We have more items over here. Oh, look at that. That's the jacket of Dick Winters. Wow. That's Lieutenant Gordon. Macri. So this is the original Class A uniform of Major Dick Winters, the commander of Easy Company of the 506. And this is the part for the newspapers. This is the second floor, and we gotta pull the doors. We ain't got much time as we have a D-Day experience. Alright, so these are the transfer boats. This place is pretty big too. 4th Infantry Division. These are the men that landed on Utah. Oh, that's Benjamin Vandervoort, 2nd Battalion of the 505th St. Marigles. We have medical units, war correspondents, and oh, that's the actual original helmet of General Matthew Ridgway, commander of the 82nd. The actual uniform of Vandervoort. And there is also General James Gavin on the left and Vandervoort on the right. That's Vandervoort and Omar Bradley. Now this section is entirely, I think, for Vandervoort. Got another communion set for 507. Yeah. And these are the helmets of the 82nd. Would you look at that? Truly amazing. You have all these photos. That's like in St. Marigles. We gotta be quick as we got not much time. We gotta then visit the D-Day experience. That's from the 101st again. And 101st. We got more over here from other forces. It's probably Jamesbury 50th Signal Battalion. Captain Francis Libby. Captain Thomas Norwood. This is pretty amazing. Figures of attack we got. The 101st. Lieutenant Colonel Robert Cole. From the 502nd. Second Battalion of the 506. For Donald Reinhardt, F Company 506. More uniforms. It's for the 101st again, with a Thompson and a mortar. The other side of the figures. The helmets. That's for the 327th. That's a Springfield rifle. That's the 29th Infantry Division, talking to someone from the 101st. Look at that. Amazing. Okay, this is a pretty amazing part. Oh, and look at that. That's the most iconic part of the museum. These are the German SS units. And this is the main part of the museum. So that was the second floor of the museum. Now we're heading for the D-Day experience. We're gonna get on a C-47. Obviously it's not gonna fly in the air, but it's gonna go around and with a simulator, see around. Alright, so first here is the briefing room.
Lieutenant, I'll leave the door open. As soon as you get the latest weather report, send it over. The ability will be less than 3 feet. Before attacking an approaching shadow, make certain that shadow is not a friendly. It is out of the question to speak, so use this code. 1 click asks, and 2 clicks confirms a friendly. This cricket could save your life. Do not lose it.
We are getting on the C-47.